When the robing was over, the king went to the council chamber. Surrounded by his ministers, he managed the affairs of the state. The doors were shut to ensure secrecy. The most important of his ministers, the Marquis de Louvois, announced the agenda for the day.
Gentlemen, be seated. I'm listening.
In the meantime, the courtiers awaited His Majesty's appearance in the hall.
Gentlemen, the king!
Your Majesty.
It is noon. The king goes to mass. The court form a train behind him. His Majesty, accompanied by princes and princesses, crosses the grand apartment on his way to the chapel.
If your Majesty would be so kind as to look at this petition, I beseech your Majesty on behalf of my nephew, who is the victim of a terrible trial.
We shall see, monsieur. We shall see.
The king took his place in the royal gallery, and the princes and princesses ranked behind him in order of hierarchical precedence. The king forbade talking and recommended devotion.
You know very well that this room contains His Majesty's collections. No one enters the Chamber of Marvels except the King's guests. And you are neither a foreign prince nor a great lord, so go your way. Only if you have written permission from Monsieur Bontemps.
Perhaps another Swiss guard, not me in any case.
Did you attend the robing this morning?
Indeed, madame. His Majesty was in excellent humor and recommended that I work on new plays exalting virtue and Christian devotion.
Themes to which it can hardly be said you are accustomed. But 'tis true that mythology no longer finds favor with the court, now that Madame de Maintenon is dictating morality.
Come, madame. I am no enemy of these eternal virtues, nor have I ever held them up to ridicule in my works.
Yes. Why do you wish to know? But of course, you are Lalande. Monsieur Bontemps mentioned you. Here's the key. Mind it carefully.
I am composing, young man. Don't disturb me. This
This is intolerable. My art gives rise to such jealousy. Besides, look carefully. They have composed this drivel. But wait, this is strange. Methinks I see some kind of musical notation on this stuff. The process seems to be simple enough, but tedious. And I have no time for it. I am extremely busy. Well, I like that. I didn't know your position required musical knowledge. I should be greatly surprised indeed. But I know what you can do for me. Very well. I have been commissioned by the Marquis de Seignelay, and I am obliged to work with Monsieur Racine. But it is extremely difficult to obtain his cooperation. Have you seen him recently? Very well. Find him and ask him if the precise words in the second verse of the Idyll of Peace are, "People, sing the peace that gives you joy," or "Men, sing the peace that gives you joy." In the meantime, I shall decipher this pamphlet.
What can I do for you, young man? Tell him 'tis people sing the peace that give you joy.
Well, well, have you the answer? Well, at least that's one problem solved. The task is more arduous than I thought at first. I shall need more time. Now, take advantage of the situation to ask Monsieur Racine if he wrote a left hand in the 5th stanza.
Well, what is it now? Will this harassment never cease? Tell Monsieur Lully he should learn to read. I wrote a deft hand, not left.
Well, well. Have you the answer? Let him first learn to write before giving me any lessons. Well, well. Have you the answer? There. Now I shall finally be able to devote myself to composing the carousel for His Highness. Yes, I have solved it. But the solution is as mysterious as the code itself. It says, the cat and the rats. I leave you to guess what this might mean.
Well, Lalonde, how are your investigations progressing? Show me. Congratulations, Lalonde. You are on the right track. Now, persevere. The increasing number of these coded pamphlets is beginning to worry me. I shall pen it right away.
Everything seems to be in order. You may pass.
now, whither go you with such a light step, my boy? Very well, let me see. It's quite simple. All these medals represent our Bourbon ancestors, except the one bearing the effigy of Charles VIII, who was part of the Valois dynasty, which was replaced by the Bourbon.
What do you want from me? 'Tis true my masters trained me well. Show me what you have. Well, I can help you to decipher this epigraph, but I shall need time and some documents. Come to my chamber, and since you deprived me of my dinner, bring me a light luncheon.
I pray you to leave me be. I hear that the Mass has finished, and now I must open the doors for His Majesty to go to his dinner.